Was good. This is Solara Baba in the building. If you're just discovering my channel, kindly press the subscribe button and make sure you turn on the notification button to know when I drop a new video. So today I'll be talking about the politics involved in the coronavirus crisis. The number one is that you see the publicity of this worldwide pandemic of coronavirus is being sponsored by the United States or the associates of the President of the United States. Since China is now their enemy and Russia is also an enemy too, even though they don't want to admit that, but that's not the case. The point is China is an enemy to them, and they are trying to expose China's heirs to the whole world what they have that is not good. Even though there have been some sources that were saying that this coronavirus was actually an artificial virus that has been created by China to destroy some other part of the world or to use against some other part of the world in making sure that they bring them down. And when something like this is being said, the first place you would think would be China's target is USA, even though it is not from a reliable source that China actually created that virus. But the point is the publicity or the amplification of the publicity of the virus. Actually, the virus has actually been circulating in China for a long while, and the internet restriction of China, in which the people in China cannot really reach out on internet to the people outside of China anywhere in the world, has actually kept that the noise or the amplification of the protest against this widespread disease. It has actually suppressed it, and a lot of people don't really know what is going on with this virus until the US gets to be able to prove, or let me say the world. When US is talking, then the world is talking, right? So until the world is being able to pinpoint how to prove to the world beyond reasonable doubt that this thing is actually existing in China and this is it, and they are able to prove it beyond reasonable doubt, such that even China couldn't deny that as well. But it has been it is not just starting in China, right? It's not something of 4 months, 6 months. It's been in China for a while, but they've been trying to manage it, but it's got out of control. It's got out of control. So that's it. And the America is going to use the news of the coronavirus thing against China, in the international sense. And since this issue of coronavirus has broken out, right, a lot of the African countries and all countries, go and look at it, all countries that are associating with China has been spotted. They have been spotted, they have been painted bad by the international community, so that they can be suppressed in the political game that is going on in the United States of America, and or in the world, right? Anything that has to do with USA has to do with the world, even though that may not sound true, but let me tell you, they influence a whole lot of things in the world, right? So Trump is actually, I think with from my calculations and from all I've gathered from my research, I can conclude that Trump is using that news against them and all other countries that are supporting them, including Nigeria, where I'm from. Trump has just announced 6 countries that has been placed on travel ban list, or let me say travel restriction list, right? That immigration will not be allowed from them, in which Nigeria is actually one of them. And I can tell that go and look at all those countries that restrictions have been placed on. All of them, they are all Chinese allies. Do you know that the Nigerian government actually denied the existence of coronavirus in Nigeria? Do you know when other countries are actually going to China to fly out their citizens from China just as to save them from this coronavirus pandemic, Nigeria is saying that they are not going to do anything about it because it is going to look. Actually, the Minister of Information said this, and the special advisor to the president of Nigeria, of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, on media said that they are how did they say this thing? Sir? They said restricting Chinese from entering Nigeria or trying to go to China to rescue Nigerians is like stigmatizing China because they know what is going on. This thing is actually true, right? The coronavirus is probably true, right? Let me say, it's true. It's true. With all that we have seen, it has been proven to be true, right? Even though we haven't been able to see, or there hasn't been clear statistics of the people that has been infected in Nigeria or in most countries that are African countries that I can really depend on their data, right? But there has been, the news is really been coming even from the local medical practitioners that this thing is real and everyone should stay away from it. There are some sources that you wouldn't get the news from or wouldn't take up this news if it's not really that true. Even though you can't trust a lot of organizations, anybody can compromise and shit like that. I think the thing has been proven to be true enough, not because of the noise, but because of some reliable sources that one can really depend on. But I haven't seen someone that has actually been infected. And in the recent weeks, there has been several graphics videos of Chinese eating live animals. You will see a Chinese man picking up frog and tearing it apart, eating it raw. What do you think about that? A lot of all these videos that were not surfacing before, until the coronavirus came, nobody knew the Chinese people eat such kind of thing. Nobody knew Chinese people eat frog live, uncooked, live frog, pick it from the water and tearing it apart. That's funny. What the fuck? So they were saying, okay, that coronavirus is from animal, or it's from this and that, or from eating bats, and they are showing people eating frogs and so on. So in short, just like the app I'm using to edit my video, in short, there is a great amount of politics to the media and the news about coronavirus. The coronavirus is true. Stay away from it. Stay safe. But I'm just letting you guys know the policies that has been played around. And I'm not going to lie to you. Trump is really having a upper hand, and I want you to respect him. Why? Because we're playing his game right. He's not really jumping on hoops at his enemies. He is allowing his enemies play into his hands. Look at the issue with Iran. He made them do the worst. He gets them relaxed. He didn't strike them. They were shooting down American drones. They were doing all these things, shooting down American ships. They didn't do on the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. He didn't do anything. He waited for them till they kill an American citizen in Iraq. Then he also launched an attack on a top military officer. One of their top military officers, one of their top powerful men. As they did that, all their missiles they launched, nobody died. The America said nobody actually died. So the same thing is coming now for China, right? So what should we expect now? I think that is it. That if you look at it very well, Asia, Islam, Iran. Iran is one of his major one of America's major enemy in Asia. Iran has been slammed already. I don't think they can get out of that dark hole that Trump has put them in right now till after the election. China is in deep shit. In Europe, Russia, he has to deal with Russia too. He has to look for a way to paint to give them a problem that they are going to be solving, and they are going to be that is going to take all of the attention while he's busy with his campaign. And now, who is the giant of Africa? Nigeria is giving us our own problems too. Travel bans, summoning Nigeria officials and Nigerian ambassadors to meeting, Nigerian government officials summoning them to meeting here and there, disrespecting them. You put some people on the travel ban and you are invited, and so you are summoning them for a meeting. What the fuck? And I know surely that after that meeting, he is not going to leave that ban. He is just showing them to the world, disgracing them to the world, that you are worth nothing. You are a nobody. You can see that. By doing that in Nigeria, he slammed Africa already. Nigeria is like the big brother to all other African countries, even though they don't like to know their elder brother as their brother. But well, that's the story for another day. Once he slammed Nigeria, he has tarnished the whole image of the African continent. Why? Because after Africa, who are the decision makers in Africa? I think Nigeria and South Africa are the major decision makers in Africa, and as well Egypt. You can usually control Egypt with the Israeli powers and shit. The people who can actually antagonize anything United States says is Nigeria and South Africa, right? And they are both on the same side. Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, is a Chinese ally. Is one of the is a friend to the Chinese. Buhari, General Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, is a friend to the Chinese government as well. So once Islam, one of them, and Islam him or shut him down. I'm not physical shot, please. I mean, he politically injured them, crippled them. They are not going to be able to do anything. And South Africa as well, they will be too afraid to do anything stupid. Cripple the ones in Africa, cripple the ones in Asia. Only Europe is left for him to, his European enemy is left for him to conquer now, which is Russia, right? And after conquering Russia, is there any other place? Maybe Australia and the Oceania countries, and these ones, you can simply do something about that. Simply, those ones are simple. Those ones are not really, aren't going to really be a problem, right? So that is it. Simple as ABC.